Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to the Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome Lord Ram on this auspicious 7th day. Is it the 7th day? 8. Today is the 8 days. Okay, I'm missing 1 day. On this, the 8th day of our Ram Naumi celebrations, I welcome Lord Ram with his manifestations and all the Devis and Devatas that took part in this great epic, the Ramayan. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally, and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse on YouTube and various groups from around the world. This great epic cannot be understood in one lifetime. The Ramayan cannot be understood in one lifetime. 155 trillion years have already passed, and many has taken a dip in the Ramayan since the very first cycle of creation. However, due to the Ramayan being the absolute science behind the absolute truth, it is very difficult for humankind to assimilate and experience this truth in one lifetime. For those of you that are listening to this discourse in this week, you have been awarded this opportunity coming from previous lifetimes. Do not waste this opportunity. Drink in every advice that's given here, because this advice is not from a prophet, a sage, or a saint. This is an enactment by the Supreme Lord Himself. And I've explained in the very beginning that Lord Ram took his birth main and foremost reason. He is pining for his children. Other reasons would be to annihilate the demon and re-establish righteousness. These are other reasons, because the God is, the Supreme Lord is absolute. He come and fulfill all the reasons simultaneously. But keep in mind that the Lord cannot bear this separation from His children. And this is why He incarnates very soon. And you need to learn how to reciprocate this love for the Lord. You must also find it unbearable to be separated from the Lord. And this is why gurus take their birth to become the signpost to the Lord's domain. The guru is merely a signpost to the Lord's domain. If you follow this signpost, you reach your destination, your eternal destination, successfully. So I've given you bits and pieces of the Ramayan in this past 8 days. And I've taken you behind the scenes. Behind the scenes. You know, when they make a movie, then they also make a movie of the making of the movie. Is it too hard for you to question? When they make a movie, when they make a making of the movie, Vasudeva, have you seen that? Have you seen how the actors and actresses in the making of a movie fall into character? Fall into character. How many of you are actors and actresses? Okay, bye. If there was an award to be given for all your acting, it won't be called Emmys. No, it will be called Mummies. Mummies award, not Emmys. So whilst you seated here, you can think of Lord Ram's acting and your many years of acting yourself. Okay? And not only you, everyone is acting some parts and not acting other parts. Sita, you are always acting. I don't know which character you get lost in. Are there any questions up until this point? So the Ramayan, like any other movie or story or film, preceding the story, Ravana became very, very powerful. That he started intimidating the Devis and the Devatas. And the Lord incarnates when the Devis and Devatas, who are the cosmic controllers, who are the cosmic administrators, the cosmic controllers, they assist the Lord in providing the universe with all of its ingredients. You need sunshine, you need moonshine, you need water, you need oxygen, you need air, you need minerals. And there are 330 million cosmic administrators that are employed by the Supreme Lord to govern and run this universe on His behalf. On His behalf. And when the demonic tries to usurp these positions by the cosmic administrators, the Lord intervenes. And this is not very difficult to understand. Is it difficult to understand? When a country becomes unruly by hooligans, what does the state president decree? He sends his military forces, who represents the president, to bring law and order back in society as per the country's constitution. Is this not happening all the time around the world? So why is it hard to understand that if humankind which is a insignificant speck, the entire humankind on this planet Earth, that's how small humankind is. And if we, humankind, adopt these measures, don't you think the Creator himself would have been the source of the adoption of these measures? You understand? But unlike a material president, the Lord has to come down himself. And he has to intervene himself to protect all those who live within the universe. I stated previously that Ravana is none other than Vijaya, who is Lord Narayan's doorkeeper. Ravana is none other than Vijaya, who is Lord Narayan's doorkeeper, who had taken a curse to take 3 births as a demon, him and his brother. And this curse is a blessing in disguise, so that the Lord, who is always pining for his children, uses this disguise and comes down to earth so that he can interact and leave spiritual inheritance for you. He can leave spiritual inheritance for you. And the last time Lord Ram came down to earth was how long ago? 2 million years ago. But the reservoir of his spiritual inheritance is still filled to capacity. Because this spiritual inheritance that the Lord leaves within his lifetime on this planet is eternal. And if something is eternal, it can never get finished. So all you have to do is tap into this spiritual inheritance. Inheritance means it belongs to you. Inheritance means it belongs to you. Sita, recently your inheritance was read to you.
Yes.
Yes. Who it belongs to? Yes. When Lord Ram came down, he left a will for every living entity. He left a will for every living entity. Find a bona fide spiritual master and cash in and cash in what the Lord left. Is it logical? Is it there? Is it waiting to be cashed in? Some of you have already started cashing in. You know, like Sita wanted her expenses to be paid while she's waiting for the main chunk. Sita? Yes or no? Sita? Yes or no?
Yes.
Just like that, Guru has been paying your expenses until you get your main chunk. Make sense? Yes, if Sita can do it, why can't we all? Sita? Are you understanding how simple this entire spiritual experience is? Is it not simple? And this is why the Lord incarnated. But He said, before you collect the envelope, I need a specific altered behavior. A specific altered behavior. So the Guru already has all the envelopes in store. He's given you expenses to run your life from that huge inheritance that Lord Sri Ram has left for each one of you. But to claim the entire inheritance, you have to forego anger, arrogance, lust, greed, pride, illusion, and ego. Then you qualify for the remainder of the 99.99999% of the inheritance. Okay? Because it is eternal, there's no interest building. It's always there. All of you understand? How many of you want to cash in? Dave, you ready? Ready? Alright, Dave is almost ready. So you need to go back home tonight, each one of you, and do a checklist. So the Guru got a scanner. Guru got a scanner, like how you scan your bags when you go to the airport. The bags, right? And if you hide anything in the bag, it will tell you what brand and how many milliliters. It can see. Sunil, open. If you want to carry it in your lap luggage, what you call that? Hand luggage, and you want to hide something there, in terms of milliliters, it will tell you how much. Alright? So the Guru got a scanner just like that. And the Guru can scan your levels of anger, hatred, envy, jealousy, greed, pride, illusion. So the Guru holds your inheritance until these qualities are converted. If you are greed, in greed, what is the opposite of greed? And can I just see Vishwadhar is answering on the comment. Opposite of greed should be charitable. Greed is hoarding, charitable is giving. Opposite of greed. So every quality that I have given you that is demonic, there's an opposite quality to it. So you have to convert that energy from negative to positive. And then come to the Guru, and the Guru gives you your inheritance left by Lord Sri Ram 2 million years. Is it understood? So the Lord also grossly took part in this movie. He took a gross part in this movie so that you could be subtly transformed. I want to give you an example. His dad, Dasrat, wanted him to become king. His dad had a contract. They calling it boon, but I'm saying contract, with his wife. Bharat's mother's name is KK. And for him to oblige to the contract, Ram could not become king. So King Dasrat told Ram, and I want you to listen very carefully, each one of you, that the contract between me and your stepmother, the contract is between you and your stepmother or my wife KK, is not between you and me or you and her. You forcefully become the king. You forcefully become the king. And in our circumstances, imagine Rakesh Bhai had to become the king, okay? And then you had to follow a commitment taken by your dad. And if dad said, that commitment is mine, not yours, continue, become king, what would you do? You'll become king, yes? You'll fight and you'll become king. But Lord Ram did not do that. Lord Ram did not do that because he was principled. He said, if my father made a commitment and if there is a contract in that commitment, then principally my father must keep that commitment. Who? My father must keep that commitment. What are you learning? What are you learning? That when parents go wrong, then the children must stand for righteousness. Is Lord Ram not teaching you this? Is Lord Ram not teaching you this? When the parents go haywire, then the children can stand up to the parents and say, listen, you are wrong, this is not dharmic, we will follow the dharmic path. Rashmi is so happy. Now she can stand up against both her parents. Rashmi? Are you understanding? You think this is small? Do you understand why the state of corruption in this world is so big? Because when the parents are bent, the children are bent with them, Vasan. Yes or no? Yes. So when you, as a parent, you are not on the right path, and if your child stands up and shows you the right path, scripturally, then take it and embrace it. Take it and embrace it. For you have a divine child. You have a divine child. Are you all understanding? One sentence in the Ramayan. Can you see how deep it is? Just one sentence. There's 24,000 verses. You think you can learn the Ramayan in this lifetime, Dave? Even if you come 8 hours a day to this satsang and the Guru discourses for 8 hours a day. You think the Guru can complete the Ramayan in 8 hours? The entire Ramayan, the gross story part, is about how to change your internal calibration. Your internal calibration. Look at the story outside and change that internally. Then the father said, if you are insisting on going to the forest, then I will send my army and I'll send all the luxuries so that you can still live as a king in the forest. Okay, if you were given the opportunity, what should have done? Taken it, yes. You've been hoping that the bottle store in the forest. Okay, first thought would have been either bottle store or shipping. Bottle. Right? But if your father is king, he can send the entire brewery. Alright? I want Rakesh Bhai, he'll start getting back soon. I'm taking the heat of the two bodies in the back. See how the heads are shining? Turn around. And I'm transferring it to this side. Alright? Let them have a rest. 6 months Rosebhai and Satishbhai, 6 months. And look, they birds of a feather, look how alright? Rakesh, you and one more person. I need one more candidate. You can see me after satsang. Alright? You need to join Rakesh in the vacuum. Lord Ram said no. If I am going to the forest, then I must live in the condition that one lives when one is in the forest. My living must be conducive to the environment of a forest. And immediately KK gave him a covering made of bark. A covering made of bark. Okay, I can't even try to imagine how one would wear bark, but I'm sure at that point in time, 2 million years ago, it was not primitive. The Lord was down, nothing would have been primitive. There would have been a way to design clothing out of bark, because Mother Sita also accepted clothing made of bark. You understand? What is the takeout from this? Jessica, what is your takeout from this?
Not wrong. Lived with no pride, no ego.
Amita? Dana?
You have to follow the situation.
Yes, you must live. Whatever the Lord throws at you, you must embrace it as it comes. Whatever the Lord throws at you, you must embrace it as it is. He did not change the conditions of the forest. He went and lived within the condition that the forest impels upon its own environment. So we enter many forests in our life. And when God puts us in a forest, give Him gratitude, because the life in the forest does not last long, only 14 years. Anyone in a forest? Only 14 years. Alright? When I'm saying only 14 years, it means Lord Ram took his birth in the city, Ayodhya, or in the kingdom of Ayodhya. 14 years of his lifetime was in a forest. He came back to that kingdom of Ayodhya. A fraction of his life was in the forest, which was temporary. He landed back in his permanent position after a temporary stay in the forest. But in order for the stay to be temporary, you have to embrace the forest and the forest conditions. You have to embrace the forest and the forest condition, knowing that this is for your own evolution. And when you come out of this forest, you will be a greater and a better person. When Lord Ram went into the forest and when he came out of the forest, was he a more mature Lord Ram? As soon as he came out of the forest, who was waiting for him besides his family? Who did he prostrate to? Who did he prostrate to? His Guru. His? So whenever wherever you go into your darkness, your Guru is always with you in the outskirts. And when you come out of the forest of your life, you do not detest your Guru for your sufferings. You prostrate and embrace your Guru for your evolution. And this was shown by whom? Lord Ram himself. Are there any questions? Well, some people went to the beach for 2 days. You know, when the mind says forest, some people misinterpreted the mind, and they thought in the Ramayan week we'd rather go and have 3 days. How many days? 3 days. Alright? So they believe that is the forest of their journey. 3 days at the beach. Okay? Maybe they had merits in this Ramayan week from a previous lifetime to enjoy at the beach. Who knows? Who will ever know? Besides the... Are there any questions, Jessica? You want to give a testimony on the wonderful time you had at the beach? Okay, we welcome you back, you and your husband were back to the Ram Naumi week celebration. So I think it was well deserved by both of you. So deserved a break. It was coincidental that it happened in this week, and it was through my permission that both of you went. Right? Are there any questions? Suggestion? Anything that's troubling you? Are you in the forest or are you back in Ayodhya? You don't know. Father is putting in you in the don't know zone, you know. Father is misbehaving, Devashne. Any questions? Okay. Pamela, can you do the Ram Arti?
No.
Can't sing? Okay, then we'll sing Guruji's Arti.